back again. I am. I'm not making a short video unless the thoughts come to me again later and I catch them quick enough to speak outwardly, openly, and fluidly. But I think today's video will be, and I say I think because I'm not necessarily planning, and I don't necessarily plan, but that doesn't mean that I don't think or brainstorm about things to talk about. It's just I said that I would use a different method for these videos, and the method is to really just recall and reflect. Recall and reflect on the day, and recall and reflect on the different things that have come up, the different information that I've learned within the day, and just express that to myself, but to whoever watches these. So, today was, I want to call it like a semi-shadow day. And I say semi-shadow just because I don't want to fully say shadow. I don't want to say that I was fully in a shadow aspect of myself, because I wasn't in that aspect completely. I was just, it just did come out. Like, it did show out a little bit, and honestly it has been for a few days now. Like, I've been in this cycle of recognizing some of the things that I do or some of the ways that I respond, and I'm way more aware in my head now. Like, it's very satisfying. It's a little frustrating to to know what you're doing in the moment. And then, I mean, I guess the non-frustrating part about it is that I'm aware of it to a point where it's easier to talk about the things. That heaviness just stays, though. That heaviness stays until I actually do what I now know how to do and do well, or do it in my own way, or do it in a way that's most natural, or do it when I feel like the time is right. You know? But it's very interesting to be aware of those darker, snappy, mean, irritated aspects of yourself, and know, well, there's a different way to be reacting here. And it's not to snatch my emotions away from me either, or it's not to grant power to whoever has probably pulled some of that out or encouraged some of that to come out. And I don't mean egging on kind of encouragement. I mean just the natural triggers of people that are around you, whether they're close or not. People are reflections, so people will trigger you in ways that they don't necessarily intend to, which has been happening quite a lot. But I'm vocal about it, but I'm also trying to be active about it as well, because I know me, so I know what I can fall into. I know me, so I know that I can speak, but I also know me, so I know, yeah, you may speak, but we're supposed to be moving towards the direction of action. And you sometimes struggle with that. So, knowing that, and you're going to hear people in the background because I live in a fucking dorm. Just let me know. So you're not, like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Is this? So you're not who is this? It's the people that I live on this floor with, and or their guests. But yeah, everybody is a trigger in their own way. And I find that the more that I get comfortable with people, like a sort of comfortable in like most aspects, because different relationships allow different kinds of openness. I'm specifically talking about friends. Like, the more I get comfortable, the more I come out. What does that mean? The more I get comfortable, the more the me that is me when it's only me comes out. And I'm not even here to bash me. I'm just here to say that me is not prim and proper. That me is not a ball of sunshine and rainbows. That me has mood swings. That me can have obsessive thoughts. That me can have anxiety. That me can worry about a lot of things. That me can make situations out of the worries that she has. That me often just lives in the mind and ignores the body. That me has things to work on like everyone else. And I'd be silly to say that I don't have a persona. Like, I have a persona. Everybody has a persona that they either are working really hard to uphold or that they just naturally have, because not everybody is going to know you to the fullest extent that someone close to you may know you, or even deeper, or what it's supposed to be to the extent that you know you. So, yeah. Yeah to that. That persona is not the only aspect of me, is all I'm saying. And that may just be common sense, but I feel like it's important for people to hear other people talk about it and acknowledge that that's a thing, that that's a concept, that that exists, that that's true, that both you and your persona, and I say you as the full you, including that persona, including that mask, that you, they're both you to an extent. But they're not permanent either, because you're ever changing. So do what you will with that information. But I'm coming on here to talk about today, right? Specifically today, and how I got really irritated with myself because of my worrisome thoughts or my anxieties, my wanting to consider other people, but also knowing that I have wants myself, or I have needs myself, or when I know how I'm going to do something and I feel like that's gonna interfere with somebody else's schedule or somebody else's life. Today, I went down the worry tunnel instead of going down the thinking about how to just communicate what I need to communicate, to retrieve the information before I even go down that tunnel or make something that it's not, you know? I think it's important to talk about those things. I think it's important to acknowledge that you're not going to be the you that takes the road of communication and investigating a situation before you act on, what's best for that situation. It's important to acknowledge that things happen, the world may shift your tides, the moon may literally shift the tides within you, and you may choose to go down a road that only you know you've gone down before. And I say it in that way because I like to speak in a way that, or I like to say it in a way that supports or infers that I'm talking about a cycle. You may reach that point in the cycle where you revert, and I think it's about being nice to yourself and gentle with yourself, honest with yourself about how to get past that point in the cycle that you will wave hello to again, likely. And that's what I'm realizing. Like, it's irritating. It was irritating today, but at the same time, a little bit like a look at how far you've come. You can actually think about these things in the moment. You're not letting it consume you to the point where you're just overtaken by worry. Yes, the worry is absolutely still there. Okay, let's not get that twisted. It's still there. However, you can think about it and literally calm yourself with the knowing that, well, you don't really know until you ask. You don't know until you actually know. Right now, you're assuming, which lets me know you still have work to do when it comes to assumptions, when it comes to assuming things, when it comes to differentiating intuition and, I'm going to say patterns. I'm going to say assumptions come from like patterns that you pick up on to an extent. To an extent, they come from patterns that you pick up on that you expect to occur again. Even if it's in a different font, you expect this kind of outcome because of the pattern. Now, it's intuition and assumptions can almost have like this thin line, but I feel like the body is more involved when it comes to intuition. But I'm open to hear other people's interpretation of intuition. There's a good chance that I might agree with other people's interpretation. Shoot, just hearing other people's interpretation of anything kind of expands your way of thinking about the thing itself. So let me know. Whenever, I guess. But yeah, I don't have a clean cut close to this. I like doing these and feeling like I'm talking to somebody over FaceTime or something. Or this is just my video to you to tell you what happened today. What are my thoughts about what happened today? What thoughts kind of align with those thoughts and events from today? What concepts do these things connect to me? You know, I think that's going to be my way of doing this. I think that's going to be the direction that I go with this. So, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with my little TED talk. I will see you guys tomorrow. In what form? I don't know. I will see you guys and I will see me tomorrow. It might be a short. It might be a video. I don't know. But it's going to be something. Because I've been on a roll. Like Paw Patrol. Ignore my feet. Also, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Okay, bye.